we've done this for a few years now, offered an opportunity for people to explain why they need to visit their poster or their demo at the OHDSI Symposium. So I have 10 people who have signed up. We'll let them go first. You are supposed to have 60 seconds. I got to be honest, every time I try to do it with my timer, I lose focus by the third one. So let's just not make this a 5-minute presentation, and I'll give you the freedom. Once we get through these 10, if other people, we have some time, if other people want to, are inspired and want to jump in, just raise your hand. I will call on you. It's no slides, no poster, no nothing. You're just talking to us as a community. So Dimitri, you want to show us how it's done?
Sure. So as you can see here, we evaluate OHDSI phenotype library using large language models. And to do so, just introduction. So we have about 1,000 of phenotype definitions in our OHDSI phenotype library, and only about 100 of them is approved. So we need to review another 900s, and it's like big work, right? And I suggest a method how to do that. We resolved all concept sets into included source codes, because we could look at standard concepts, but also there can be distortion in mapping, because like very specific concept can be mapped to non-specific in SNOMED, right? So we better looked at source concepts, and it turned out that LLM was able to find very specific things that couldn't be found routinely manually. For example, they can be, you go through the drug hierarchy and look at drug and all its descendants, right? But sometimes the combo drug is not the same as ingredient. For example, what's that? Paxlovid is antiviral medication used for HIV. But so anyway, the one, I just can't pronounce it. So one antiviral drug as a monotherapy used for HIV, but is a combination that's used for COVID-19. So like when you try to create the HIV drugs, somehow you get drugs that were used for HIV, right? So, and also there were other stuff interesting when sometimes LLM got confused, sometimes it was right, sometimes it was wrong, but the main point is that like now you need to review not tens of thousands of concepts, but maybe a few hundreds, and also we can improve model so it will be more accurate. So if you want to know more details, please come over and we talk on the spot.
Great, thank you, Dimitri. As you can see, the numbers, the numbers for each poster are located right next to the person, so you know where to go. Carrie. All right, Carrie, we can come back to you. Gabriel, I saw you.
Okay, so nice to meet you all. I'm Gabriel Salvador. I'm a radiologist and recently graduated master's studies from Johns Hopkins, from Paul's and Terry's group. And I just would like to share in 1 minute at least that we demonstrated for the first time worldwide that it's possible to integrate DICOM metadata, MRI, or any other medical imaging modality, AI algorithms, and the OMOP CDM, all of this in a single end-to-end pipeline to aid the research and cohort developments. So what we do, we managed to replicate a study for Alzheimer's disease hippocampal volumetry analysis that turned months or even years of research that the authors made in a single query in OMOP using Atlas with AI hippocampus measurements, all of this in the single pipeline. So our results yielded similar trends and inference of the original study, confirming it, but all of this in a fraction of time and, of course, effort. So if you guys would like to learn more and how to make your research faster, reproducible, and powered by state-of-the-art methodology, come check our poster at 403. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Gabriel, again, 403. Melanie.
Hey, good day, everyone. Do you have electronic health record data? Have you or will you be ETLing it to the OMOP CDM? If you answered yes, then come see me at poster 141 so we can discuss how we can retain better semantic meaning of the data when mapping to the OMOP CDM. My poster, Maximizing EHR Semantic Meaning for Rare Diseases, utilizes a direct mapping strategy and gives insight to the semantic loss for rare diseases when mapping from the source EHR data to the OMOP CDM. This work is a first step in a larger project. So how can we collaborate together to fully understand the scope of this issue?
Awesome. Melanie's a pro at this. Eric.
Hi, I'm Eric Benton from Oregon Health and Science University in Portland, Oregon. At next week's symposium, I'll be showing off the OMAP Annotator. It's a novel application that assists researchers evaluating the effectiveness of information retrieval, or IR, algorithms. Our web application provides an interface for users, known as judges, to manage topics somewhat analogous to what we consider a phenotype of interest, pools of study records, also akin to cohorts, and review the identified records for their relevance, all while using the same OMOP instance the IR algorithms were trained with. I'll be discussing the background for our approach, demonstrate the application's use, and review the challenges and future opportunities for your OMOP Annotator. I look forward to seeing you there at Software Demonstration 507.
Great. Thank you very much, Eric. Again, yeah, Eric is one of our software demos, all in the 500s. If you remember, if you came last year, there's a room with most of the posters, and then there's a second room that has a few posters and demos. So make sure you're checking out both rooms throughout the events. Next up, number 310, Nico.
Hey everyone, I'm Nico. I'm speaking on behalf of King's and Lang's Teaching Hospital. We'd like to talk about a piece of open source we've been working on over the last couple of months. Basically, all of us know the value of OMOP CDM. However, the access can be a little bit brittle and complex. So we are trying to bridge this gap once and for all by making the access to OMOP data as easy as just asking the question. Basically, ChatGPT style, punch your question in and you'll get the answer live queried from your live database. If you're interested in that, in agentic workflows in general, or in all the great tools we've been developing to make even more complex analyses in R and Python possible, visit us at 310 or 306 and 304. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Nico. The first of two of our lightning talk previews, Jared.
Hey, great. Thank you so much. So I'm Jared Hotaling. I'm currently on the research faculty at Tufts University, and I'll be giving a lightning talk next week about the OMOP waveform extension. We put together a standardized framework for integrating physiological signals captured via ECG, EEG, or wearable devices into the OMOP common data model. So instead of treating waveforms like isolated individual files, our extension creates a hierarchical structure that links these raw signal files to their acquisition context, channel metadata, and derived clinical features. The extension enables researchers to query across structured EHR data and physiological signal data, unlocking new potential for AI model development, critical care research, precision medicine, all while maintaining the OMOP kind of person-centric approach and making sure that these temporal relationships that are so critical, especially in critical care, are preserved across multimodal data sets. So if you want to learn more, come visit me at my poster at 602, check out my lightning talk, or just come find me at the conference. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank you, Jared. Jared and also Robert will be part of the first set of lightning talks on Wednesday. Okay, we heard from her a couple weeks ago during our recent publications session. We'll hear from her again before the OHDSI Symposium. Jen Park, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Park. I'm a PhD candidate from Johns Hopkins University. And here we have another talk about OMOP CDM. But in this project, we implemented the imaging extension using the real-world data from Johns Hopkins Medical Center, processing 1 million DICOM series across multiple modalities. This demonstrated scalability and allowed us to systematically characterize imaging metadata alongside of clinical variables. We used the populated extension to create an imaging-based phenotype, and we share the lessons we learned from the ETL process of integrating imaging into OMOP CDM. If you'd like to learn more about it, more about implementing the imaging extension to support reproducible imaging research, please come to the poster number 113 and also the medical imaging work group. Thanks.
Thank you, Jen. Our second lightning talk preview comes from Robert Barrett.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert Barrett, second year PhD student with Johns Hopkins in the biomedical informatics and data science. Our work focuses on value sets, or sets of concepts that effectively compose a computable phenotype, and they support many standard quality measures, decision support, and interoperable applications. However, these value sets are not without errors, and their use in similar applications ignores some of the clinical nuance requiring more careful review and revision of these value sets. So our work focused on using LLMs as an intelligent filter for determining the concept equivalence between these VSAT concepts and their corresponding OMOP concept, as well as the general fitness for the concept within the value set purpose, using the metadata like the actual purpose, the inclusion and exclusion criteria. And so if you'd like to learn more about the pros and cons of using these LLMs as concept filtering systems, check out the lightning talk or the poster at 603. And if you want to see this work in action, I'll give a shout out to Starloo's software demo at 504, where we use this process in part in a larger pipeline to use an MCP server to map over 9,000 concepts and generate OMOP compatible SQL quality measures. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. I love the cross promotion that's going on here. Next up, Christelle.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christelle, a second-year master's student from Johns Hopkins. I'm excited to share agent dose. Steroids are widely prescribed, but calculating the accurate daily dose from EHR data is messy. The structured fields we usually rely on are missing up to 90% of the time, which makes safety monitoring and research really hard. With agent dose, we combine structured fields with unstructured prescription text. First, we tested a rule-based NLP parser that helped, but it still struggled with provider writing quirks. Then we introduced an LLM agent, and that made the biggest difference. It captured far more medication episodes and cut error rates down to the lowest we've seen. We standardized everything into prednisone equivalents, so doses are comparable across patients. This turns incomplete, unreliable records into accurate, scalable data we can actually use. In short, agent dose helps make medication data trustworthy for both clinical care and research. If you're interested, please come to poster number 205. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Christelle. Let me try Carrie again. I don't see her, but just in case, sometimes it's got a different name. Carrie? Okay. So that's all that signed up. I saw Cynthia in the chat ask for a moment for the Africa chapter. If anybody else is interested in doing this, you can see it's not too hard. And you just want to share a little bit about your poster, please raise your hand. This is exciting. Okay. Cynthia, why don't you get us started, and then I'll just call by the order. Yep.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Sung. I'm co-lead for the Africa chapter and adjunct faculty at Duke National University of Singapore. I have a poster on number 4, Progress and Challenges of the Africa chapter, but we also have a work group meeting on Thursday at 8 a.m. and hope you can join us there. We'll preview the Africa Symposium program. We'll look at progress toward our OKRs. Andy Cantor will explain the work he's been leading on getting Africa-specific terminology into the OHDSI standard vocabulary. And Michelle will demo the dynamic translation ecosystem he's developed. And we're gonna have time for working hands-on with the application. So if you've expressed interest in translating the Book of OHDSI into Portuguese, Arabic, Russian, Spanish, Polish, Ukrainian, Turkish, Kiswahili, please come, and if you have other languages, come too. And then I'd also just want to briefly say about another poster, 413, characterization of U.S. standard certificate of birth data. Will show progress on converting the U.S. National Birth Certificate Registry to the OMOP CDM for the year 2021, which has 3.6 million births. And we hope that if we translate convert other years' data, we'll have a good resource for maternal and neonatal research. So there are similar files from 2003 onwards. So if you would like to be involved with converting other years' data so we can make comparisons across years, or you have registry data from other countries, please stop by and talk to us and see if we can get something going. Thanks. Number 413.
413. Thank you, Cynthia. Janadi.
Hi, yeah, thank you. I'm Gennady from Data for Life. We are a nonprofit organization building tools for the OHDSI community. So we are involved also in Atlas development currently, like in one of the next versions of Atlas, together with the folks who are driving this. And we have also built data to evidence platform. And I would like to pitch for our poster. So there is a poster. Unfortunately, I don't have the number at hand. So it's enhancing OMOP concept mapping in data to evidence. So we've done a comparative study of full text and semantic search. And basically compared this. So basically, we have been looking at full text and lexical methods like the ones implemented in Athena, and we have been comparing this against semantic search methods. And the results are clear. Semantic search dramatically improves mapping accuracy across clinical domains. And basically what we have done, we have built a hybrid search that combines the power of semantic and also power and precision of lexical. So basically both of these things are being combined into one. And this is also open sourced as part of our data to evidence platform. So just come to our poster to see how these things have been developed. And the second announcement I would like to make, and it's not for a poster, it's for collaboration activity. So as you have seen, like there are collaboration activities taking place on Tuesday, on October 7th, in the morning, starting at 8 a.m. And we are hosting interactive collaboration session on collaboratively designing a network study with data to evidence. So basically, we have taken an example of Strategos study using all modules, like going from cohort diagnostics, characterization, estimation, and prediction. And all of this has been implemented in data to evidence. And we would like to give an opportunity for everyone to experience how these things can be done like in one platform, end to end, without burden of setting up anything. So we are very excited to welcome you. And by participating, you will also help us and give feedback. You'll also help building and developing the platform that it targets the desires and needs of the OHDSI community even better. So we are excited to have whoever is interested join us for this collaboration activity.
Great, thank you. And his poster, Enhancing OMOP Concept Mapping and Data to Evidence, a comparative study of full text and semantic search, is 506. So that's where you can find. Matthew Sputnitz.
Thanks, Craig. I'll be presenting poster 164. Temporality, which is a measure of whether data elements follow an expected temporal order, is an essential component of data quality. However, standardized approaches to characterize temporality in EHR data are not well established. In our poster, we present a characterization of temporal data in rheumatoid and psoriatic arthritis cohorts from the All of Us research program. Our phenotypes were the first occurrence of a diagnosis code for rheumatoid or psoriatic arthritis in adult All of Us participants. We selected OMOP codes for the phenotypes and the following disease-related variables, which are standard parts of the diagnosis and management of those conditions: non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, glucocorticoids, rheumatoid factor lab test, disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs, and diagnosis. Then we plotted the chronology of those variables, and please come have a look at poster 164 to see it.
Thank you, Matthew. It's actually, we maybe change a couple of numbers. That's going to be poster 152. So 152 is that poster. Okay, anybody else? All right. So thank you to everybody who shared. We are very excited to have this. I have many of the posters that we are supposed to get in by maybe a week and a half ago, but not all. So I'm going to give a slightly disappointed shake of the head and try to guilt some of you to get it in sooner than later, so we can have our pages fully populated by next week. Of course, this is all about, helping to promote everything afterwards. So, but you have to have the poster by next week. So when you have it, if you can get it to me as quickly as you can, that would help. Okay, on that note, let's talk final symposium logistics. Patrick, you want to get started? And then Elise, if you have anything to add, or I do, we'll just kind of go from there.
I'll share my screen just to show the website, Craig, if that's all right.
Yep.
Let me know if you can see that.
I can see it.
So, so you just heard from a lot of our Collaborator Showcase presenters who will be really a featured prominent part of our Global Symposium. What we'll do here is just take a few minutes to discuss the overall plan of the day. Everything that I'm going to talk about is out on our website at odyssey.org/odyssey2025. Our Global Symposium, it is indeed now 1 week away. We'll be starting next Tuesday, October 7th. We're going to be in New Brunswick, New Jersey in the US at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. So I look forward to seeing you all bright and early Tuesday morning. The Tuesday is a day for tutorials. We have an introductory tutorial that starts the day at 8 a.m., followed by advanced tutorials in the afternoon. There's also the vocabulary-a-thon activity that's taking place Tuesday morning for those that are not joining the intro tutorial. So looking forward to seeing many of you arriving for the tutorials and to take part of those. If anybody's registered for the symposium but didn't choose to do a tutorial and now has booked their trip and wants to join, it's okay to update your registration and join the tutorials, and we'd love to have you participate in those. So the Tuesday is the tutorial day, and the Thursday, October 9th, is the workgroup activity day. So as Gennady highlighted, there's a series of activities that are really focused on providing targeted opportunities for collaboration. What I'm going to actually talk about is the logistics for Wednesday, October 8th. And to do that, I'm just going to open up our agenda here. So I guess first on Tuesday, for those that are arriving, you'll come into the Hyatt Regency, you'll see our registration desk, and then there'll be signs that'll kind of direct you into the respective rooms for each of the tutorial activities. One thing I will highlight for all of you who are presenting at the Collaborator Showcase, we are expecting that you come to put up your poster Tuesday afternoon. We've got time actually reserved from 5 to 6. And the reason for this is because we are going to be hosting our networking reception from 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, October 7th. And that is actually an opportunity not just to connect with friends and colleagues, but also to provide an opportunity to explore the Collaborator Showcase activities. And we've also tried to make this a little bit fun and unique. I have created a series of Odyssey games for us to use during our network reception that'll allow you the opportunity to win rarefied Odyssey swag during the network reception, but only if you actually engage with each other in network and explore the Collaborator Showcase content. So expecting to see everybody there Tuesday evening from 6 to 8, and we'll have a good time together as we network and learn from each other. But starting Wednesday, October 8th, this is our main conference day, which we'll all be together for. I want to specifically call out that the main set of proceedings will start at 8 a.m. with George Ripsack giving the State of the Community alongside many of our international leaders. However, for those of you who are new to Odyssey, or this is your first time symposium, of which on the latest registration, it looked like about 130 folks are going to be newcomers to our community. So we're excited and welcome all of the folks that are coming for the new part. Paul Nagy will be hosting a newcomer orientation in the Garden State Room. This is from 7:15 to 7:45, and really it's a great chance for us just to get a high-level understanding of what's OHDSI, what's all this OHDSI Symposium all about, and how you can make the best use of your time together as part of the community and use this as a catalyst for facilitating even further collaborations in our community. So thanks to Paul for leading this, and want to encourage those newcomers, even though it's an early morning, early start to the day, it'll be a good opportunity for you to kind of get the ball rolling. From there, we will kick off the day with George presenting our State of the Community at 8 a.m. This will be in the main Regency ballroom, which is where our collective activities will take place. We'll have about an hour presentation there. Then we're going to actually make sure that we get moving around and focusing on our networking through an activity that I'll lead. And that will then lead us straight into our first of a series of Collaborator Showcase periods, where session one will involve posters and software demos scattered throughout the Hyatt Regency at both the Garden State Ballroom and the Brunswick Ballroom. And so you'll have plenty of signage to get yourself around to go check out all of the great work that is being highlighted. We'll come back 45 minutes later at 10:15 for the first of our two plenary sessions. This session is entitled Why Network Studies Are Necessary to Improve Trust and Evidence. This is going to be a great session to highlight why we are together as a community trying to focus on building our OHDSI evidence network and generating evidence at scale, and why we think it's a necessary artifact of how we need to be doing research together. We'll have a break to be able to have lunch and network and continue to chat with each other. Then we'll come back for a second plenary session. Judy Rakusin is going to share reflections over her 30 years at the FDA. And then we will spend the afternoon going through our more Collaborator Showcase opportunities. We'll have a first session of lightning talks in the Regency Ballroom that will cover a range of different topics in data standards and methods research. That will then lead us into two more sessions of poster and software demonstrations throughout the Hyatt Regency, followed by a second set of lightning talk sessions that will cover methods research, open source development, and clinical applications. So really looking forward to seeing all of your work as part of the Collaborator Showcase, really taking the center stage, both literally and figuratively. At 5 o'clock, we will come together. We will announce the winners of the 2025 Titan Awards, and I will be doing a closing activity that I can promise you do not want to miss. If for no other reason than because we need you in the group photo, which we'll take right afterwards, and then you'll get a night on your own to enjoy meeting up and networking with your colleagues. That is our main Wednesday day, and then Thursday we will resume action with all of our work group activities. At registration, you would have had the opportunity to sign up for registrations for these, which is really just to help Elise and I with figuring out which rooms are going to have which sessions based on the demand, but you will have the flexibility to decide which work group activities you really want to go engage in. And as you can see, there's a large range of these activities starting at 8 a.m., continuing throughout the morning and early afternoon. And based on the feedback we got from last year, one of the things we heard was that lots of people were feeling a lot of FOMO from being in one work group activity and not knowing what was happening in other work group activities. And so we're going to actually come back together as a group in the afternoon to summarize what happened in the work group activities and where are those future opportunities for collaboration. Now, I want to also highlight on the OHDSI website that in addition to all of the details about the logistics of the hotel and all of that kind of stuff, the Collaborator Showcase, one of the things that I think is actually quite useful is you can actually go check out all the titles of all of the posters and demos and talks. They're available here as this PDF document. This is going to actually tell you, whoops, my screen not letting me cooperate there. There we go. This document is actually going to be able to show you all of the different content that is being showcased. Of course, as Craig said, we will play the shame game for those who did not yet submit their posters, but we want to get that content out there on our website because we really are trying to use this as a platform to help you all network and engage and collaborate with each other. So encourage you as leading up for homework for coming to the symposium to take a look at what you can see, figure out which individuals and topics you want to learn about. and use that to make the most of our Collaborator Showcase time together.